All right, let's get straight into it. Today, we're unpacking a massive shift happening right now in the global financial landscape. Bahrain isn't just sitting back and participating in the crypto boom, they are actively engineering it. With a super forward-thinking regulatory sandbox, it's quickly becoming a huge magnet for serious liquidity in the Middle East. Whether you're scaling up an existing portfolio or hunting for a brand new regional base, picking the right exchange platform in Bahrain is absolutely crucial. It's literally going to dictate your operational success.
So, are you ready to conquer Bahrain's crypto market? Well, consider this explainer your personal strategic roadmap. We already know you get the basics, so we're skipping all that and diving right in to how you can optimize your entry into this very specific ecosystem. We're going to filter out the noise and focus purely on what you need to execute your first secure, local BHD pair trade. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our agenda for today's journey. First, Bahrain's crypto boom. Then, criteria for choosing exchanges. Number 3, mastering the exchange rate. Fourth, top-rated Bahrain platforms. And finally, trading safely and smartly.
Part 1. Bahrain's crypto boom, an emerging Middle Eastern hub.
The real draw for whales and institutional players here is the regulatory framework. The Central Bank of Bahrain was actually one of the absolute first in the MENA region to roll out comprehensive crypto asset regulations. This isn't the Wild West, guys. This proactive compliance provides that institutional-grade safety net that seasoned traders are actively looking for before they deploy capital. It's a real game changer.
Moving right along to Part 2, criteria for choosing exchanges, the core pillars of a great platform.
Look, any platform worth your liquidity in Bahrain has got to hit these 5 metrics as an absolute baseline. Because of the central bank's strict compliance laws, you really shouldn't settle for anything less than top-tier security, deep altcoin access, and fully transparent fee structures to protect those margins. These aren't just nice-to-haves, they are non-negotiable standards to operate safely in this jurisdiction.
And remember, in a fast-moving market, your mobile app is literally your command center. We aren't just looking for a basic, clunky interface here. We're hunting for zero-latency execution, biometric lockdown, and seamless on-the-go access to local fiat rails. Honestly, if an app lags when volatility spikes, that's a massive liability you just can't afford.
All right, Part 3, mastering the exchange rate, understanding market mechanics.
Now here's a super crucial insight specifically for this region. The Bahraini dinar is pegged to the US dollar. So what does this all mean for you? Well, trading in Bahrain offers this unique fiat servability advantage that you just don't get in other emerging markets. You are virtually eliminating local currency depreciation risks while you sit in fiat holding dry powder. That allows for way more predictable profit margins.
But to really maximize your conversions, you've got to treat local market conditions and global macro trends as two sides of the same coin. Keeping a close eye on real-time live updates and historical data trends is exactly the secret weapon that separates the casuals from the pros. It's how you successfully navigate regional inflation risks and identify those optimal entry points.
Let's jump into Part 4, top-rated Bahrain platforms, equipping your crypto journey. We know the metrics, so let's see who actually delivers.
And this brilliantly illustrates the current landscape of top international and local services operating right now in the region. You've got Binance bringing the heavy machinery for advanced traders with a perfect 5.0. Meanwhile, Bybit is absolutely your go-to for keeping those fee overheads incredibly low. If you're hunting for microcap altcoins, KuCoin is your playground. And MEXC, they're right there to back you up with some seriously deep liquidity.
Now, what's really interesting about this data is what happens when we filter for the absolute top-tier platforms. The battle really comes down to your specific strategy. Bybit dominates on sheer execution speed and sign-up rewards, pushing a huge 4.9. Binance holds the line with global liquidity. But hey, don't sleep on Bing X at a 4.8. If your strategy heavily involves copy trading and hunting for zero-fee entries, they are a massive contender for your primary exchange.
Finally, let's wrap up with Part 5. Trading safely and smartly, making your first move.
Only invest what you can afford to lose. Yeah, I know. It's the oldest cliche in the crypto rulebook. But guess what? It's a cliche for a very good reason. Entering a new regional market like Bahrain isn't the time to go wild and over-leverage your entire portfolio. You've got to protect your downside first before you aggressively test the waters.
Look, even veterans need a strict deployment strategy when entering a new jurisdiction. It's a simple 4-step process. First, verify the platform's local regulatory standing. Second, take small steps and scale into your positions gradually. Third, make sure your security measures, like 2FA and cold storage integrations, are absolutely airtight.
And fourth, strictly enforce those stop losses while you evaluate the depths of the local liquidity pools. It's just smart risk management.
We've mapped out Bahrain's regulatory edge, the absolute key platform metrics, and the top-tier exchanges just waiting for your liquidity. So, the only question left for you to consider today is, which exchange will you use to launch your journey and conquer Bahrain's crypto landscape? Take what you've learned from this explainer, do your own diligence, and happy trading!